the work session for the Plain Township Board of Trustees meeting of June 9, 2015 order. The item on the agenda is the presentation for Captain Troy Slabaugh. I'm going to turn that over to Lisa and then as soon to the fire chief.
Yep, I'll just go ahead and turn that over to Chief Snyder.
Thank you, Mr. Basis and Mr. Weaver, Mr. Wallace. Obviously, we're here this evening at this work session to congratulate Troy on his 35 years with Plain Township and the service that he's given to the citizens of Plain Township. I don't think it's just the citizens of Plain Township. I think for Troy, this was just not a job for him. This was his passion. On how he did his job every day, and how he came to work in a positive attitude. Earlier in his career, I'm sure most of you guys know that he did have an incident where he fell 40-some feet, Troy, and shattered his ankle. And but you know what? He didn't let that stop him. He came through with that. And he's had 10, 12, 15 surgeries since then, but still came to work every day with a very positive attitude. And made the best of it. And so not only from a personal perspective, but also from a professional perspective, I think he amplified what we stand for and what this fire department stands for in this community, as far as serving the people, serving the community, working and collaborating with the school systems and all the business that he's made contact over the past 35 years. When he started out in dispatching. And that was a whole different experience for him at that time. You were how old, Troy? 18 years old. So, so to get that, experience, and I know in his briefing that he sent me when I was on vacation, the letter he sent with his resignation and his termination of employment here, but also just a little side note that he sent me about a couple things. And if I may read some of this, okay? He states, just after many thoughts and prayers and weighing all my options along with the pros and cons of various possible dates, I finally come to a decision. We have had many conversations about the possibilities, and obviously, Troy originally talked about retiring towards the end of this year. He moved that date up, and respectfully, I understood that and worked with him to try to get through this process. I know this was not an easy decision for him to make by any stretch of the imagination. I know he talks about you simply asked for the 2 weeks of notifying appropriate people. And like I told Troy, I said, Troy, you have to make that decision. And I know he struggled the last 6 weeks or so trying to determine when he was going to go. And I told him, I says, you do that decision or make that decision based on how you feel and what you need to be doing in your personal life too. So I think that was really important for him to, and he struggled with that because he has two families. He's got his personal family and he has his professional family. And I know both of those mean a lot to him, regarding that. So, when you spend that amount of time here, those are not easy decisions to make. And we certainly respect that and appreciate the time you've given us. One thing in his letter, he talks about all the great people he's worked for and worked with, and he wants to me to expand on that also, and just make sure that everybody knows that he certainly appreciates the board and the prior boards that he's worked for and with, and the employees that he's worked with and for over the past 35 years, and obviously. He's built great relationships with all these people. So, for me, I want to just congratulate you. A job well done for 35 years. And I can't express, how I feel about your work performance and your job performance. Coming here every day, not complaining, not bitching, just doing your job. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Chiefs, over to you.
No, I'd just like to thank you for your years of service and appreciate the time and effort you put in every day.
And I echo that too, and I just have to tell one little story, and I know everybody hates to hear me when I start talking and telling stories, but I have to tell one little story. When I first met him, he was just a little kid, and he used to come over to the fire station over behind the auto club and hang out at the fire station all the time, and I'd be over there, and we weren't even a township fire department yet. We were 4 separate fire companies, and so I'd be in there doing my thing like everybody knows that I do now, probably talking like always. And after we get done doing a training session, or we'd be talking about, believe it or not, fireground tactics or strategy or something like that, he'd go draw a picture of it and give it to me and show me how we were supposed to be doing it. And he was like about 14 or 15 years old or something like that. So I just remember that after all these years, and I just thought, well, I said, but yeah, I really appreciate your friendship and everything you've done for me and all the stuff we worked on and so forth. And good luck in your retirement.
Anybody else? Okay, Troy, again, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate.
If you don't mind, you know, I call you Toby. You like Toby or Troy? I don't know. I've always known you as Toby.
My mother's here, it better be Troy.
But, you know, I'm happy for you. I know it's, I look at you, you're so stinking young yet. It's like, it's hard to let you go, but we have to. And, I'm gonna choke up.
It's okay.
You're all special, but this one here is unique. Let's face it. Such a role model. What you've done for us. You know, every time I've seen you, how professional, and how you reached out to the young kids, how everybody loves you. You're just a perfect person, perfect human being. And you've always touched me. I've always, you know, again, you're all special. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anybody, I'm not thinking of you, but for some reason, you know, I started when he was here, and he was very special. And I've always just glued on to him. And I think we had a good relationship. He's always talked to me and was open to me, but we're going to miss you. I can't express how professional and what a great human being you are, and I wish you really all the best of luck. I mean that sincerely. We're going to miss you. We really are going to miss you. And you're just a wonderful person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because your mom's here, I'm going to call you Troy. Troy, I can't say it any better than Al just said. We are going to miss you. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us, especially for the time I've been here. Like Al said, all you guys are special, but you are unique. And we're going to miss you. We really are.
Quite frankly, it's unheard of in really any profession. 35 years of committed service. You know, I applaud that. For it to be, you know, Plain Township residents to be the benefactor of that. I don't think our residents realize how much of a blessing that is. I know you, just as becoming a new trustee 5.5 years ago, to spend time, you know, with everybody. And obviously in fire, I remember going back into Troy's office. It was a little bit intimidated here in the, you know, we're about Tom, but come to find out, you know, he's just as good a guy, just a little rougher. But I mean, Troy is, Al said, I mean, you've always conducted yourself with class and tact, and I mean, anything I've ever needed answered, you know, if you didn't have the answer right away, which I think was never, maybe one occasion, you got the information to give me that response. So I mean, diligent follow-up and so forth, and there's no doubt you've created some big shoes to fill for your replacement. So you didn't leave a legacy that, you know, everybody else is going to have to step up to. So again, many thanks for all your years of service and best of wishes as you move forward.
Thank you. You want to come up, Troy? You want to present?
On behalf of the board, we've got a proclamation that will be giving to Troy. And I'm just going to read what it says here.
honoring Captain Troy Slabaugh on his retirement from the Plain Township Fire Department. Whereas Captain Troy Slabaugh has faithfully served the citizens of Plain Township for the past 35 years. And whereas his commitment and passion as a community activist in public education and fire safety during the performance of his duties have undoubtedly saved lives and property. And whereas his unselfish sacrifice of his time, efforts, and energy has built and defined the honorable reputation of the Plain Township Fire Department. And now therefore be it hereby resolved by the Plain Township Board of Trustees, Stark County, Ohio, to hereby express its sincerest appreciation to Captain Troy Slabaugh for his outstanding, dedicated, and conscientious work towards truly making Plain Township a safer community in which to live, work, and worship. Be it also resolved by the Plain Township Board of Trustees, Stark County, Ohio, to hereby proclaim June 9th, 2015 in Plain Township a day of recognition for Captain Troy Slabaugh, dedicated fire safety inspector.
We also have a couple other things for you. We'd like to present you with your badge. Thank you very much.
We're getting pictures, I think.
And of course,
Yep.
thank you very much.
I appreciate it, I really do. I enjoyed coming to work. I started coming as a kid on my bicycle every time the horn went off. And I have enjoyed coming to work. It's been the only career I've ever known, and I'm going to miss it.
We're going to miss you.
Thank you very much. And you guys be safe. Everybody be safe out there.
So if you ever go down to Amish country and you're on a tour bus, Troy does a little bit of, was it narrating or like the tour buses that come in there and as they go around the Amish country and.
Yep. To do a little tour. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to do pictures, we'll get out of the way.
Chuck, they turn these.
Second. We don't need to.
Troy, since you left, now, can we burn in the open now?